Okay, so this is how you take a multiple choice test. This is how I want y'all to take it on your quiz tomorrow. Uh, and there is directions for an assignment at the end. So here are the directions. Watch the video with your group. Everyone takes notes on this video in their notebook. Notice there's a little asterisk. You should pause the video to write questions as needed. If the video answers questions, write down that answer. Circle all unanswered questions. This will be important at the end. This is the how to take good notes thing. Each group makes a poster of their notes on the video directions at end of video. Yeah, this question, writing down the questions thing will be important for that. Okay, so let's first start off. The first thing you should look at on your test is your answer document. Make sure your name, group number, whatever information you need is on there. So that's the first step. Next step, go through and pick a letter. Actually, I want you to pick 2 letters. First one should be your main answer letter. The second one should be your alternate. Okay, so my main guess letter is B. My alternate letter is D. And if you notice, right here, I have, I have right here, I have darkened in or bubbled in B just enough to where it'll be picked up, just to where it's really light, where I can see what's going on with it. So that's really important. That's the first thing you do after you put your name on this. Don't look at the questions, don't do anything, just do that. Now, this does 2 things. First of all, you have everything answered, so your worst fear of like only answering one thing and not getting finished is done. 2, you'll see this in a minute, it helps you skip around without losing your place, which is always a big problem for me. All right, so this step is optional, but I find it helps me not to get mixed up. All the ones I don't need, because on AP test and AP style test, you're probably going to have more bubbles than you have answers. So I knew that one went through 10, so I scratched out 11 through 25. Just make sure you don't like scratch out one that actually needs an answer. Okay, so this is what you should have at this point. You should have your name and all other valid information. You should have your main guess letter bubbled in. And you should, if you want to, optional, have the other stuff scratched out, being sure not to scratch out one you actually need. Okay, so now you look at the questions and pick which ones you want to do first. And here's a bit of advice for physics. Pick the ones with pictures first. So I would go through and circle all the ones with pictures. That doesn't mean you have to answer them. That just means it might be a good idea to answer them. Now the next step in this would be to go through and look at ones that you know you don't want to answer, that just look scary. So kind of start reading them all. And okay, in Fallout New Vegas, okay, I feel good about that one. I'll put it up. Whoops. I will circle that because I like Fallout. Fortnite. Yeah, I might come back to that one. BBC series Doctor Who. Oh, absolutely not. I know nothing about that, so I'm going to put a X on that. What's the name of the follower where you get at the banner? That sounds familiar. I'm not sure. That sounds like a video game I might have played. Who is unarguably the best? Oh, yeah, no, totally answering that because I know that answer. All right, then I just go through. You're going through everyone just real quick. What's the best type of dog? Oh, my God. That is one of those. I don't like those kind. I do not like those kind at all. Okay, so what did the Grinch? Okay, maybe. All right, so this is your next step to go through the test and have either circled for yes, question mark for maybe, and X for absolutely not. I hate those questions. Really, if they look easy and have pictures, you should probably just circle them just cause. Okay, so now I've got my answer document and I have my questions. I'm going to start off with the picture questions I circled. Record. Okay, so, oops. Okay, so let's look at question 8. Which of the following characters is on APP1 currency? Well, I do remember that the first thing I saw was the Energizer Bunny, so I feel pretty confident. I'm about like 95% sure it's this guy, the Energizer Bunny. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is go back, get my answer sheet, and I'm going to look at number 8. I'm going to bubble in A really darkly. Oops. See, 8 right here. I'm going to bubble that in super dark, and I'm going to erase my guess answer of B really well. So that part is done. All right, so now I'm going to go to my next circled picture, which is 10. Which of the following characters is not on APP1 currency? Okay, well, I've already answered. I know Energizer Bunny is. Not sure who this guy is. Vector. I've seen Vector and a minion. I'm not sure about this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and put a question mark on it. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go to my first circled one that like I glanced over and looked good. So in Fallout New Vegas, which faction has the flag of the two-headed bear? Okay, I know this. I love Fallout New Vegas. It's one of my favorites of all time. So I'm gonna, whoops. I know for sure that this is the NCR. Okay, so since I am so sure about this one, I went ahead and circled the NCR. And I went ahead and erased B thoroughly and blackened in C, like to where it's obviously darkened in. Okay, so now I go to 6, who is unarguably the greatest football coach of all time. That is Tom Landry. Cowboys, yeah, everyone knows that. Anyway, so 6 was B. So see what I did here on B was, sorry about that, I just went back and darkened that so I know that I've answered it and that it's B. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the question marks, and you can start anywhere on those. I'm going to start with 9. What did the Grinch steal? Halloween, Flag Day, Christmas, New Year's Eve. Oh, okay, that one's easier than it looked. The Grinch stole Christmas, I remember that. So again, just on number 9, just erase B, blacken and C. Okay, so now I am going to skip back to 2. Assume that you're playing Fortnite Season 2. Which of the following does winning entitle you to? I really am not sure about this one. However, one of these things does look familiar, Candy Carpet. I think I have that glider, and I know for sure I haven't played Season 2. So my guess answer of B on this one, I think I can disprove it, like Karl Popper. So I am about 80% sure it's not B. So then I go to my alternate answer. And if you'll recall, my alternate answer was D. So let me look at that. It says, D says snowflake. Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm more sure about this one than I am candy carpet. So I'm going to go ahead and go with D. Okay, so on to my next question mark. What's the name of the follower you get in the Bannered Mare? I think this is Skyrim because I see Lydia. I know that you get Lydia from Whiterun, like it's their castle. It's not, the Bannered Mare is a tavern. So I remember that. So I know that B is not right. So I'm going to have to come up. Let me check my alternate answer, D. Jarl, okay, Jarls aren't followers. I do remember that. So I'm between Isolde and Uthgardian. I think this is the lady you fight. And I thought that was in a store, but it might have been in a tavern. I don't really remember, and I don't know who this is. So I'm going to go with C. So for 5, I have that right here. Got rid of B, put C. Because my first answer and my alternate answer, I could prove wrong pretty much. All right, so on to the question marks. Let's see. Question 3 and 4. They have to do with Doctor Who. What is the TARDIS? Well, let's look at B. All I'm doing on the ones that I've put X's through is looking at B. An ancient druid calendar. That really doesn't seem right. Okay, I'm going to look at D. My alternate answer, a shopping mall from the 80s. I'm pretty sure my aunt watched Doctor Who in the 70s, so probably not. So a call box or a weather balloon. Okay, so a weather balloon or a call box. I'm not really sure what each one of those are, but a weather balloon, I know Doctor Who's science fiction-ish, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not the weather balloon. So I'm going to go with the call box, because I think it's like a blue box thing, and that seems reasonable. I guess it's a phone booth. Anyway, I changed it to C. So on to the next one. When did the first episode of Doctor Who air? And now as I'm looking at this, I am noticing a couple of patterns. Sometimes things sometimes there's things that give things away. So let's take a look. I noticed that I see two November 3rds and I see two 1963s. So that kind of makes me think A might be it. Let's check and see how the guess answer looks. B, April 7th, 1978. Okay, that happens to be my birthday, and I think I would have somehow figured out at this point if Doctor Who premiered on my birthday. So I am really sure that it's not B. Now let's look at the alternate, D, January 1st, 1963. Well, that has part of the pattern in it, but A has all the patterns. So I feel about 70% confident on A. So A it is. I erased B, bubbled in A. All right, now on to the dreaded, Roman numeral question. So I see that this is, which of the following are the best types of dog? Oh, that's not too hard. I love dogs. I have dogs. In fact, here are my two dogs. So let's see what it says. Golden Retriever, Border Collie mix, Golden Retriever Pit Bull mix, Catahoula Leopard Dog, Border Collie mix, Catahoula Leopard Dog Pit Bull mix. Now I see some patterns here. Okay, I see two Golden Retrievers, and I see Border Collie, Pit Bull. I see two Leopard Dogs. They're the state dog of Louisiana. They have spots. Border Collie, Pit Bull mix. So I feel like I'm going to be picking between Golden Retriever and Catahoula because I have one that is a Pit Bull mix and I have one that is a Border Collie mix, and they have spots. So I'm going to go with Catahoula Leopard Dog, Border Collie, Catahoula Leopard Dog Pit Bull. So that would be D. So I erase B thoroughly and bubble in D. So that is how you take a test. Sorry, this highlighty thing showed up here. Ignore this highlight mark. Now I'll give you directions for what you need to do in class. All right, real quick, here's what you need to do. You're going to turn this into the sub at the end of class. Tape together. I think you can see the tape. Tape together 4 pieces of paper. I taped these on the front and back. I put a piece of tape here, but you can draw a line. I put a piece of tape here, but you can draw a line. Tape those together. Okay, put your title up here at the top. Put your group members' names, your group number, and the date at the bottom. And then remember how you were asking questions in your notes? Question 1, answer 1. Question 2, answer 2. These are ones you found in the video. Question 3, answer 3, then unanswered questions, and 3 possible outcomes. Turn that into the sub at the end of class.